Look at all this great stuff. Our friends from Jay's CD and Hobby are here in studio with us. Jason Shreve joining us as we have like a cornucopia, as some people would say, of collectibles in front of us.
Yep, comic books, a big trend for quite a while now. Hollywood has taken advantage of that with Disney buying Marvel and putting all these Marvel movies out, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, all these hits. It's just blown this market up.
Okay, let's start with the ones up front here, can we? We'll just make our way around here. Okay?
These are the weekly ones that come out. They still make them
weekly.
Weekly. So we get 400 different comics a month. Every Wednesday is Comic Book Day. That's the day that everybody waits for.
I didn't realize they still did that.
Oh, it's crazy. And then with Marvel buying, or with Disney buying Marvel, the new Star Wars launch coming out. So they've put out 3 or 4 new Star Wars titles, which are going to play into the movies. So it's
they'll kind of
the continuity
lead up to it. Okay.
Because they said a lot of the other stuff was kind of fodder. They weren't going to take everything that had been printed and made out there. So now this is the new run for that stuff.
And what does a comic book set you back like this?
$3 to $4.
So people can look forward to Wednesdays.
Every Wednesday. And like I said, there's over 400 different comics every month. So
jeez.
It's still a huge industry for that aspect. And then you have the vintage stuff, the stuff from the 40s all the way up to now, which is what everyone collects.
You mean the stuff in hard plastic and?
Yeah, he has these things encased.
You grade them just like the sport cards, and it creates a value that's unbelievable. So like Fantastic Four #1.
Pow Wow Smith. Wow. Okay.
Fantastic Four #1. $2,000 raw. You get a 9.5 on that or 9.6, $100,000.
$100 grand?
100,000. What it would sell for. So that's people not complaining at all. That's people going crazy for it. It's because like comic books, what did you do when you got them when you were a kid?
You stuffed them in a drawer.
You read them. You opened them up.
You cracked
bent
the bind.
them. Yep. So to get one of those perfect from the 60s, it's really hard.
And what's this one worth at 7?
The 1950s Batman right there. It's about $500-600. But if I didn't encapsulate it,
it's only $500 or $600.
It's only $500. If I didn't encapsulate it, it'd be $100. And then people are really concerned about people like to alter stuff. Like this particular issue right here, I got it graded. It's one of the showcase ones.
Let's take it out of the plastic sleeve here.
What's the highest grading you can get?
9.9.
9.9.
You can get a 10, but that's like one
virtually
in a billion.
impossible.
Yes, it's really.
Okay, so this one is the Flash.
So with the purple label, that means someone touched up the cover at one point.
Touched it up
with a marker or a pen to make it look better, or they could have shaved a piece of the corner off on it.
And they can tell.
Make it look nice and like it's a brand new comic.
No way.
So these guys that you send these professionals off to grade this stuff, I mean, they're looking at it with microscopes. They're going page by page. They're doing page counts, making sure no coupons were cut out, making sure nothing's altered with the comic.
Yeah, some of the things on the back are fun to read,
I was
too.
gonna say, I love this. Forget your Apple Watch. Look at this amazing.
Back in 1950.
Sun Watch.
Wow, the Sun Watch.
9-in-1 tells time.
198.
Weather forecaster, glow-in-the-dark compass. It even has a strap.
And so this one here that we had, the Flash one, was $250.
Yeah, like
that one.
Now, if it was not altered in that grade, it'd be about $500, $800. So it takes about 40 to 50% off, and it depends on how it's altered. Like I said, a pen touch-up's not so bad, but if someone actually trimmed the comic, which they do on the 50 stuff, that would decrease it even more.
Okay, now you have some books, so we're going to show you some more comics here in just a couple of seconds, but what are the books you have on the far side?
Well, the graphic novels, in the last 10 years, the trend has been with the comic books to make them in story arcs of 6 issues. So that way, when you get this, a story arc will be in there within 6, so they can put it in a graphic novel. Because not everybody wants to collect the comics. They want to get them and read them and enjoy the story. So the guys that collect it might necessarily get the graphic novel. A big one right now is The Walking Dead.
Okay, quick, stand that one up so we can take a look at it.
And The Walking Dead began as a comic, right?
Yes. And it's when it came out, it was really limited production because no one really thought it was going to be that great.
Right.
And so the first issue of that is one of the newer ones. It's actually worth something.
Okay.
I got a 9.8 out of that one when I graded one. I sold it for $2,600.
Oh, wow.
For a modern comic, that's incredible because you don't see that stuff till like the 70s. Most of that stuff.
And that's a heavy-duty book.
Yeah, that has actually 48 issues in it, so that takes 4 to 5 years for that book to come out. That's volume 3.
Wow.
They're on 146 issues of The Walking Dead.
Okay.
So with that TV show, I mean, it has just gone to a whole nother level.
Just launched it.
And do those increase in value as
well? The graphics, no, not so much. I mean, unless they go out of production every now and then, you'll get some that they don't make.
So this
anymore.
would be just for your enjoyment.
Exactly.
And what would a big book like this set you back?
$60.
$60.
So basically $1.10 an issue is what you're paying for that. So it's a pretty good.
The art is incredible in addition to the story.
Yeah, and it's all black and white on The Walking Dead, which it adds just a whole other element to it. It really, you think, oh, black and white, I'm not going to want to read that. No, it
I'll open
really
it up so you can see that.
Demonstrates. What's also cool is they do the other Walking Dead ones, which are 1 through 12. These actually on the back have all the comic covers in there. So if you're interested in the artwork, it has all the covers from each issue for that book.
Oh, cool.
And they've got 12 different compendiums of that out. So each one covers 12 issues.
Now I see Jason has Batman over there.
Yep, I have some Batman. More
Star
importantly, of
Wars.
course, I have Star Wars
The
over
Star Wars
here.
ones I
yeah.
brought because, like I said, with the new Marvel relaunch, those are the newest Star Wars that's out. So that will go into what's going on with the galaxy so far. So the continuity will be there.
So is this what the
like
new
Star
movie's going to
Wars.
be based
No,
on?
they won't let anybody know that.
They won't let anybody know that. Okay, so you're not getting an insight of
No.
what the movie's going to be about. You
Just
just
the
have a
preludes
continued story.
and-
Okay.
So
Okay, now let's take a look at some more of these comics here. We still have
the granddaddy of
the
them
big
all,
one
yes.
that we talked about earlier. We'll have that coming up. So what are some of the other ones you have here? This one is.
This one's pretty cool because it's the showcase. It's actually the first Aquaman that came out, and with the new movie coming out
Now
next year.
explain what the new movie coming out is. Take a look at this. I want you folks at home to try to guess what this one is going for. But just take a look at this. Tell us about the new movie.
Well, there's a new Aquaman movie, and everybody's, oh, it's Aquaman, but I cannot remember the guy's name. He's from Indianola. Jason Momoa, I believe is his name. He was in Stargate.
Oh.
He's going to be the new Aquaman. And when you see the photos of him online, it's like, wow, Aquaman looks pretty cool. So, I mean, they're going to relaunch this. DC's trying to keep up with Marvel, with the
Right.
Batman and the Superman. Aquaman's the next thing for
Yeah,
them.
Jason Momoa, was raised in Norwalk, Iowa, and then went to college to study marine biology. So
Oh, that works.
It works.
That works.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's
Must
the
be
right of the-
something in the water in Norwalk that makes you a superhero. Think about it.
We had
Yeah.
Superman
Yeah,
out of-
right. That's what I mean. Yeah. All right. So this comic here, price tag on this one?
It's $600 to $700.
600 to 700.
Now, based on the
Good
grade,
deal.
I think this one's a 4.
Yeah.
So if I get this in a 9, we're talking $30,000.
30 grand.
Yeah, it's the grades.
Well,
And
just change the number.
People actually come in or on eBay get a hold of you and buy the stuff.
Yeah, and we do a lot of comic shows. We do Wizard World and a bunch of the other big shows like that.
But you don't have a comic book that's worth thousands of
I
dollars.
got one that's not too shabby. It's X-Men #1.
All right, take a look at this.
So we just got this back a couple weeks ago. It came back a 5.5, $5,000. So that's not too shabby. Now you get this up to a 7 or an 8, and you're talking 10 to 15,000.
Wow.
Whoa.
But this one right here, I have no problem. We have it online right now listed for 6. We'll probably get 4,500 to 5 out of it.
Wow.
Are you serious for a comic book?
Yes.
And what did they go for originally?
Oh, what's that, 10 or 12 cents?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what year? I mean, what
That was
makes
60 or
this
61.
one? What makes this such a valued?
Just the first
item?
issue of the X-Men run.
First
Well,
issue.
see, the thing is about this, if you buy this comic book, on the back side of it, it'll teach you how to make money by selling some Christmas cards.
Oh.
So you can have your friends sell Christmas cards for you and make your money back.
From a stone cold financial position, can these be a good investment? You buy them and you throw them in a safe.
I say anything before 1970, yes. Key issues after the 70s are good. Like Hulk 181 is the first Wolverine. That's still a $1,000 book without it being graded. When you get it graded, it gets the 5,000 to 10,000 range. For a 70s item, that's pretty good. Then you get into the 80s and 90s, and you start running into a few. I think Spider-Man 129 is 1975. The 80s, not so much. There are still a few key issues. Even in the 90s, you've got New Mutants 98, which is the first Deadpool. That guy's hot right now. Ryan Reynolds is playing the next Deadpool. It actually looks pretty good.
Okay.
He's one of the more popular Marvel titles, and that's $500 to $600. And for a 1990s book, that's why I was telling you The Walking Dead is such an impressive thing for that to be worth $2,000.
Now.
That's only 10 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Tell everybody where your shop is located so we can get over there and get some of this stuff.
Well, most of the comics like this, Southeast 14th on Park Avenue, and then Valley West Mall, we do have a good chunk out there also.
All right, and if you go to Valley West Mall, you can probably inquire about the other stuff you have. Too.
Oh yeah, and in the weekly comics, we get those every week at both locations, so we're fully loaded on that.
Wonderful.
So.
Well, great stuff, man. This is really cool.
Well, no, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks.
We'll see you later.